waits until the exact day that he's legally able to, you know, it's I mean, do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Have a better lawyer and squash theirs.
Hi.
I can fast forward a little bit. Just two questions. Is this 2-year period? Like, is it every 2 years? I mean, how does that thing work? You know,
It's the first time.
the first time.
So are we dealing with paternity case or divorce case?
Divorce.
Divorce. So after your final hearing, so it's not, some people think, oh, it's when my schedule was first ordered, and sometimes your temporary order that you had right from the beginning is the same as what it was entered as of the date of divorce. It's the first final order. That's the way the statute is written. It's the first final order. It used to be termed the initial custody and placement order. And people were like, wait, but then is it the temporary order hearing date? So it's what the final order. So yours, it would be your final divorce date. Now, after that 2 years expires and you have a different schedule, let's say it's not another 2 years. It's whenever there's a substantial change in circumstances thereafter. So there could be a substantial change in circumstances 6 months later.
Well, in our case, she moved out of state. And so I objected to her taking the son out of state. So there was a hearing, and the judge ruled in my favor. Well, not my favor, but he took my recommendation. I wasn't represented, she represented, that he should go with her for the summertime and then come back here for school. So the judge took that and wrote it up as he'll go with her for the summer because of what her circumstances are, and then he'll send the son back here for the school term. Then her attorney is filing some motion for family court counseling mediation to, after the first semester of school, they want to have a study to determine if the first year of school, first grade, should be broken up. So I want to know what sort of strategy is going on there now.
One, you make sure your kid does excellent that semester. Excellent. If a kid's doing great in school and is in extracurricular activities, I mean, this is an illustration. Okay, so tell me first. Let's start from the beginning. When were you divorced?
2009. August.
2009.
No, April 1st, 2009.
April 1st, 2009. And when did she file her notice of intent to move?
About a month prior to her moving, which was like this past April.
So April of 2011. So she waited 2 years.
Yeah.
And so now when she's
yeah.
And well, even if it was within the Okay. So they modified support as of April of 2011, and she's going to allege that there's been a substantial change in circumstances, but she has to prove that the circumstances are different from April of 2011. Okay? And in your situation, I mean, she's going to file. She already filed it.
Well, yeah. Well, there was an initial hearing because I objected to her taking the son with her. There was an initial hearing, and then I argued on my behalf, and she had a lawyer there, and I just told him I just spoke what was common sense, you know, what was going on. So then the judge ruled, okay, well, that she can. I suggested, well, how about if she takes him with her for the summertime, because she's gone to an internship, a post-medical school internship, so she has a 4-year internship. So I suggested, well, since she's going to be in an intense program, how about if he go with her for the summer?
When was that?
That was just this past summer.
Yeah, but what month did you suggest that?
That was May. No,
May?
No, I mean, what's this? August? Yeah, May. You're right, May.
May?
Yeah. So the
And
hearing
you
was
had
in
a
May.
hearing?
It was in May, yeah.
And was there a guardian ad litem appointed for the child?
No.
Okay, so you actually stipulated, meaning you both agreed, yeah, he's going to spend the summer with me or with her, and then he's going to be with me. So the judge didn't make this determination. You both did, and the judge endorsed your agreement.
Well, she wanted, her lawyer, her wanted to have some sort of what they call substantial, equal placement or something like that.
Substantial equal placement.
Yeah. And then so, but I told him, I said, well, you know what? That'd be fine if we're in town, but if we're out of state, then that doesn't make sense, you know.
What was your placement schedule before then?
It was completely 50-50. It was like, you know, every other weekend, you know, but every other Monday, Tuesday, Monday, Thursday.
But she conceded at that point that she wasn't going to have primary placement. She conceded to that.
Right, yeah, right, exactly. No, well, I had a lawyer at that time, and we fought like tooth and nail, you know.
Yeah, but, okay, so here's the thing. You couldn't have had a contested hearing other than a temporary
Yeah,
temporary Band-Aid.
It was conceived, yeah.
Okay, so I don't understand why you were arguing for them, unless it was just temporary.
Oh, no, that was like the 2-year plan, you know, and it was like 50-50 placement.
Yeah,
So I got that.
but in May, did you have an attorney?
No,
Okay, and you were just arguing, but you really didn't need to argue anything because you both came into it with an agreement.
no, she wanted to take him out of, gone, baby, like out of state, take him on a road trip.
Was this before a commissioner or the judge?
Commissioner
Is this in Dane County?
in Dane County.
Okay, and did they refer you for a custody study?
Yes, and then so the custody hearing, I agreed with the counselor. I said, whatever you agree to, right, let's write it up. Because they agreed to something that came out to what happened finally anyway. But she opposed that because she says, I don't want to have this 53. I want to have substantial placement even though we're out of state. So she objected to the mediation's recommendation.
The mediator's recommendation when you two were just sitting down? Or are you talking about the social worker after she did an investigation?
Oh, no,
and
mediation.
then gave a okay.
No, mediation prior to the hearing for my objection to her taking him out of state.
Okay, so to summarize where you're at, you had the divorce,
Yes.
and then she decided she wanted to move.
Yeah.
And you had your first initial hearing on her notice of intent to move.
Exactly.
If you disagreed, the court was supposed to appoint a guardian ad litem at that point. The court didn't do that.
No.
The court said, first try mediation, which by statute they're supposed to do that. So
Yes.
they said, first go to mediation.
Yes.
So you went to mediation, and you reached an agreement in mediation.
She didn't want the agreement that mediator put forth. I agreed to it, but she didn't want it. She said, I'm gonna take my chances in court.
And then you had this next hearing
The next day, yes.
the next day. And did you sign that agreement?
No.
Okay, so the commissioner, what I think happened, and if anybody has CCAP on their phone real quick, that would be awesome. I can pull up and tell you what happened in your case. But what I think happened is that you had a temporary
Exactly.
modification. And then
For 6 months, I asked for, I said, Your Honor, can I just get 6 months locked down? You know, can you just send him with her for the summer, then bring him back here for the school year, then after the end of the year, then we'll see what happens after that, you know? So he agreed to the first 6 months.
she agreed to it as well.
Well, she didn't because her lawyer they were fighting in there. They were fighting.
Okay,
They
so
lost,
they were
basically.
fighting that it should have been, a custody study should have been ordered, or a guardian ad litem appointed right then and there. So your case is, you're in the middle of it. Right now, that's just a Band-Aid.
Yes,
That what you're dealing with right now is just a Band-Aid.
Right.
And so you have to now prepare
Right.
for the next step. So your big strategy is, right now, there's a huge spotlight on you. You screw up at all, and there's going to be, they'll be held to pay for it. Your kid will be going to school or whatever state she lives in. So you have to be incredibly involved. Dad of the Year this year. You're at every single parent-teacher conference. You're at every single practice. The teachers know you by your first name, and it's awesome because you bring cupcakes once on Friday.
Is your son coming back in fall, in the summer?
Yeah. He's coming back next week. But what's the long-term
Well,
strategy?
you think he's coming back next week?
No, he is. The court
He is
ordered
coming.
her.
There's an order.
The court ordered her to bring him back.
There is an order, it's just a temporary order, but it's an order that's enforceable. And if she wouldn't bring him back, and this is in Dane County?
Talk about
Yeah.
enforcement. I've
Yeah.
talked to a lot of callers where, without the court's permission, the mother took the child out of state and had a hell of a time getting the child back. Does the court always order that? Are they very, and how strict are they about bringing a child back who's been taken out of state?
Contrary to popular belief, you're allowed to even, unless your order says otherwise, you're allowed to take your child out of state for like a visit. Like if, you're not in contempt if you take your kid to Chicago for the weekend. But it all depends on your situation. Actually, Peter and I have talked about this situation at length because it's a situation that Peter, had to deal with. But if they're moving, they have no intent to come back, right? Is that what you're telling me?